Picture this. You're sitting in perfect silence, no meditation music playing, no mantras running through your mind, no visualization techniques or breathing patterns, just pure, unfiltered stillness. And in that moment of complete surrender, something extraordinary happens. The very thing you've been chasing for months suddenly appears in your life with zero effort. This isn't fantasy. This is the hidden power of stillness that most people never discover because they're too busy doing manifestation to actually receive it. The woman I'm about to tell you about had tried everything the spiritual community teaches. She'd done the morning pages, the vision boards, the scripting rituals. She'd attended workshops, hired coaches, and practiced every technique in the manifestation playbook. But her life remained stubbornly unchanged. Her bank account still showed the same numbers. Her relationships carried the same patterns. Her career felt just as stuck. Then one evening, exhausted from months of spiritual striving, she simply gave up. Not in defeat, but in a profound surrender. She stopped checking her phone for signs from the universe. She stopped analyzing every synchronicity. She stopped forcing gratitude when she didn't feel it. And something remarkable began to unfold. Within weeks, opportunities started flowing toward her. The right people appeared. Resources materialized. Her entire reality shifted not because she finally figured out the right technique, but because she discovered the secret power that exists in the space between thoughts, between breaths, between trying. This is the story of stillness and manifestation. And if you've ever felt like you're working harder than the universe to create your desires, this revelation will change everything for you. Because what I'm about to share challenges everything you've been taught about manifestation. Most people think stillness is passive. They believe it's the absence of power. But quantum physics reveals a different truth. Stillness is where infinite potential lives. It's the zero-point field from which all possibilities emerge. Think about it. Before the Big Bang, there was perfect stillness. Before a seed becomes a tree, there's a moment of complete rest in the dark soil. Before inspiration strikes, there's always a pause, a gap, a moment of not knowing. This is where creation actually happens, not in the noise of our minds, not in the constant doing, but in the profound intelligence of emptiness. Yet we've been conditioned to fear stillness. We think if we're not constantly taking action, visualizing, affirming, or strategizing, nothing will happen. So we stay busy in our manifestation practice. We create endless to-do lists of spiritual techniques. We measure our worthiness by how much we're doing rather than how deeply we're being. And this very busyness becomes the static that interferes with our natural magnetic field. Here's what I've discovered after years of studying both ancient wisdom and quantum mechanics. The universe operates on a frequency of effortless intelligence. Planets don't strain to orbit the sun. Flowers don't struggle to bloom. Your heart doesn't work overtime to beat. There's a natural rhythm, a cosmic intelligence that flows when we align with stillness rather than resist it. But this isn't the kind of stillness most people practice. This isn't sitting quietly while your mind races with thoughts about your manifestation list. This isn't meditation as a technique to get something. This is the stillness that mystics call the void. Scientists call it the quantum field. And it's the most creative force in the universe. When you drop into true stillness, something miraculous happens. Your nervous system shifts out of survival mode and into creation mode. Your brain waves move from the chaotic beta state into the coherent alpha and theta frequencies, where manifestation naturally occurs. Your heart begins to emit a coherent electromagnetic field that's measurable up to 8 feet from your body. And this coherent field is what actually communicates with the quantum field of infinite possibilities. Most people are broadcasting incoherent signals. They're sending out mixed messages. They want abundance while feeling anxious about money. They desire love while carrying frequency of unworthiness. They seek peace while maintaining mental chaos. And the universe, which is essentially a cosmic mirror, reflects back this confusion with more confusion. But in stillness, the signal clears. The static drops away. Your deepest desires become more than thoughts or wishes. They become a pure vibrational signature that the field recognizes and responds to. This is why the most powerful manifestors throughout history were often found in moments of profound stillness. Buddha under the Bodhi tree, Jesus in the wilderness, Tesla in his moments of silent contemplation. They understood that creation doesn't happen through force, but through alignment with the fundamental creativity of existence itself. Now, you might be thinking, but if I just sit still, how will anything change? This is where we need to understand the difference between passive stillness and active stillness. Passive stillness is collapse, depression, giving up. Active stillness is conscious awareness resting in its own nature. It's alert presence without agenda. It's spacious awareness that's fully available to receive. In this state, you're not trying to manifest. You're not visualizing outcomes. You're not repeating affirmations. You're simply being present to what is, while simultaneously being open to what wants to emerge. And this openness, this receptivity, is what allows the universe to move through you rather than requiring you to move mountains. I learned this lesson the hard way. For years, I approached manifestation like a project manager. I had detailed plans, specific timelines, and elaborate visualization practices. I treated the universe like an employee that needed constant supervision. And while I experienced some results, there was always an undercurrent of stress, of having to make it happen. Then I discovered what the ancient Taoists call Wu Wei, which translates to effortless action or non-forcing. It's the principle of accomplishing through not striving. And when I began to embody this in my manifestation practice, everything shifted. Instead of pushing against reality, I learned to dance with it. Instead of demanding specific outcomes, I became curious about what wanted to emerge. This doesn't mean becoming passive or lazy. It means learning to act from inspiration rather than desperation. It means taking action that feels aligned rather than forced. It means trusting the intelligence of the universe to coordinate details that your mind could never orchestrate. But here's the challenge. Our culture worships busyness. We've been programmed to believe that more effort equals better results. We feel guilty when we're not constantly productive. And this programming runs so deep that even our spiritual practices become another form of doing rather than being. So when someone suggests that stillness might be more powerful than action, our conditioning rebels. We think, surely I need to do something. Surely the universe needs my help to figure this out. But what if the universe is far more intelligent than your planning mind? What if it can orchestrate synchronicities and align circumstances in ways that would boggle your logical brain? What if your job isn't to figure it out, but to stay out of the way? This is the secret that changed everything for the woman in my opening story. She stopped trying to be the universe's consultant. She stopped micromanaging her manifestations. Instead, she learned to rest in the deep trust that the same intelligence that grows your fingernails and heals your cuts knows exactly how to bring your desires into form. Now, this trust isn't built overnight. It's developed through practice. And the practice is simple but not always easy. It requires you to catch yourself in moments of forcing and choose stillness instead. It means learning to sit with uncertainty without immediately reaching for your phone or your journal or your next spiritual technique. Start with 5 minutes a day, not 5 minutes of meditation where you're trying to clear your mind, not 5 minutes of visualization where you're mentally rehearsing your desires, but 5 minutes of pure being. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and simply be present. Don't try to feel anything specific. Don't work on raising your vibration. Just be. Notice what happens in your body. Notice the thoughts that arise and pass away. Notice the urge to do something, anything, rather than simply rest in awareness. This urge is your conditioning showing you how addicted you've become to effort. But each time you choose stillness over striving, you're rewiring your nervous system for receptivity rather than resistance. As you develop this capacity for stillness, you'll begin to notice something interesting. Inspiration arrives more frequently. Solutions appear without forcing. The right people show up at the perfect time. Resources materialize from unexpected sources. And all of this happens not because you're working harder, but because you're interfering less with the natural flow of creation. The quantum field responds to coherence, not complexity. It mirrors back clarity, not confusion. And the clearest signal you can send is the frequency of knowing rather than wanting, of being rather than becoming, of trusting rather than controlling. This is why stillness is so powerful. It's not empty space, it's pregnant potential. It's the womb of creation itself. Every possibility that has ever existed or ever will exist is present in this moment of pure awareness. And when you learn to rest here, when you stop trying to grab your desires and instead allow them to find you, manifestation becomes as natural as breathing. But here's what most people miss. They think they need to earn this trust. They believe they need to prove themselves worthy of effortless manifestation. They carry stories about needing to work hard for anything good in life. And these beliefs create resistance to the very ease they're seeking. The truth is, you were born worthy of ease. The same intelligence that orchestrates galaxies and seasons lives within you. Your desires aren't random. They're invitations from your highest self, calling you into greater expression of who you are. And the path to fulfilling these desires isn't through struggle, but through alignment. Alignment happens in stillness. It's in the gap between thoughts where your true nature shines. It's in the pause between breaths where infinite possibility lives. It's in the moment of surrender where you stop trying to be God and instead allow God to be you. Now, I know this might sound mystical or impractical. You might be thinking, I have bills to pay and goals to achieve. I can't just sit around being still. But here's the paradox. The more you understand how to access stillness, the more effective your actions become. Instead of scattered effort that produces mediocre results, you begin taking inspired action that creates quantum leaps. You start saying no to opportunities that aren't aligned and yes to possibilities that light you up. You stop forcing conversations and relationships and instead attract people who resonate with your authentic frequency. You move from hustling for your worth to receiving from your wholeness. This shift doesn't happen by adding another practice to your spiritual routine. It happens by recognizing that you are already the stillness you're seeking. Beneath your thoughts, beneath your emotions, beneath your identity stories, there's a vast spaciousness that has always been there. This is your true nature. This is the source from which all manifestation emerges. The practices are simply ways to remember what you've never actually forgotten. The techniques are training wheels that help you recognize the bike was always yours to ride. The stillness isn't something you achieve, it's something you are. And when you recognize this, when you stop seeking stillness and start being stillness, your entire relationship with manifestation transforms. You stop chasing desires and start emanating them. You stop trying to vibrate at a certain frequency and realize you are the frequency. You stop seeking alignment and recognize that you are the field in which everything aligns. This recognition is what I call the stillness activation. It's the moment when you realize that the power you've been seeking outside yourself has always been present in the quiet center of your being. And from this center, manifestation isn't work, it's play. It's not effort, it's expression. It's not forcing something to happen. It's allowing what wants to happen to flow through you. So if you're tired of working harder than the universe to create your desires, I invite you to experiment with this approach. Start by simply being present without agenda. Notice where you're forcing and choose stillness instead. Trust that the same intelligence that keeps planets in orbit knows exactly how to orchestrate your dreams. And remember, stillness isn't inaction. It's conscious action arising from deep rest. It's inspired movement born from profound trust. It's the kind of effortless effort that makes impossible things look inevitable. As you begin to embody this frequency of stillness, watch how your external world begins to shift. Notice how opportunities start appearing without you having to chase them. Pay attention to how the right resources show up at the perfect time. Observe how relationships become more harmonious and circumstances more supportive. This isn't magic, though it might feel magical. It's physics. It's the natural result of aligning your personal frequency with the fundamental frequency of creation itself. And that frequency is stillness, pure, pregnant, powerful stillness. The secret has always been hidden in plain sight. in the space between your thoughts, in the gap between your breaths, in the moment before you decide what to do next. This is where your power lives. This is where manifestation happens. This is where you remember that you are not separate from the creative force of the universe. You are that force, expressing itself through the unique vessel of your being. So stop trying so hard. Start trusting so deeply. Let stillness be your teacher, your guide, and your greatest manifestation tool. Because in a world obsessed with doing, the ones who know how to be will inherit everything. If this resonates with you, if you felt even a flicker of recognition or relief, that's your soul remembering what it's always known. Manifestation was never meant to be complicated. It was meant to be as natural as breathing, as effortless as being yourself, as simple as resting in the profound stillness that you are.